Good morning, everybody. It's Shelly. Thanks for tuning in or rewatching. You can leave in the comments whether you watch this live, which I doubt you did, which is because I just don't have a big following on YouTube. But I do post this in my Facebook group, which is linked below in the description. If you want to join my Facebook group, it's for wholesalers connecting with resellers. So if you are a wholesaler, either of thrifted items or you buy pallets, you can connect with resellers there to sell your stuff to. If you are a reseller, you can connect with people that can supply you with items to sell, so you don't have to go thrifting. For some of us, we love thrifting, and for others, we just don't have time, but we want to run our business. So it works out for both groups of people. It's my Facebook group linked below. Also, follow my YouTube channel. I would appreciate that. Like this video. And I think I have a whatnot link down there. And I also have Reseller's Edge, which if you know who Kaylee Elaine is on Facebook, she's pretty popular. She has really good content. She's always showing new brands and bread and butter brands and how to run your business smoothly. And she has a education platform, and it is $50 a month, and there's like 3 live calls a week. There's tons and tons of videos. There's a huge BOLO list, which is be on the lookout, like all kinds of brands, men's, women's, kids, all of it. So it's just a really good place to be, to get supported by others. And there's a Facebook group that's included with it when you join. So I encourage you to check it out. The link is below. Okay, with all of that stuff aside, I just wanted to talk about some things that I'm doing to change up my business. So about a little over a year ago, I started wholesaling, which meant I was going to the bins. I was buying items for anywhere from like $1 to $1.50 a piece. And then I was reselling them to other resellers for anywhere from $3 to like $40 each. So then they could resell them and make money on them. So I just call that a wholesaler. I know that the term isn't like officially a wholesaler. You're kind of a thrifting sourcer. I don't know. A picker for other resellers, however you want to say it. When I say wholesale, I'm just talking about that. So I did that probably until like this last March, when I let 2 of my wholesale buyers go because I just wasn't finding good enough stuff for them. And it was kind of becoming a waste of my time, a waste of their time, when I was only selling them like 20 or 30 items a week. But I had a third buyer that was buying a ton of stuff from me. They were buying a lot of style-based stuff. They liked funky stuff. They liked the gothy stuff. So all of that stuff that the other buyers were not buying, they would buy everything. And I was doing really well with them. Well, so I ended my buying, selling relationship with those 2 other buyers at the end of March. The beginning of April, I told them, hey, I'm just going to go with you. And they're like, that's great, but we're going on like a 2-week vacation. So when we get back, we'll get a hold of you. So that's what they did. When they got a hold of me, they said, we did a whole bunch of sourcing on our vacation because they just took a road trip. And we don't really need you at this moment, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know. So they let me know towards the end of April that they would buy from me. Then I went on vacation at the end of April for a long weekend, and lost some thrifting time. And when I got back towards, the end of April, beginning of May, they let me know they're going to be selling their house. They're going to be moving from Florida to Texas. And they'd let me know when everything settled down in Texas and they would need me again. And so when they did finally get to that point, they don't need me because they have such amazing sourcing in Texas compared to where they were in Florida. So I went from having 3 clients of buyers down to no clients of buyers. So I was just like, I was already doing Whatnot twice a week from March until that point. So I was just going to hit Whatnot really hard. And I tried to do that. I just don't have a big following on social media, which I'm working on. So that's getting better and better. But I decided I really want to pull back and work on reselling for myself and just getting back into that and making more money per item as opposed to making $5 to $10 is pretty much my buying or my selling cost for my wholesale items. So in that time though, from last fall until now, I started a Facebook group, which like I said, is linked down below. And that has blown up. Just in the last few weeks, it's gained like 1,000 new followers, or I guess members. And it's just doing really well. So I'm the only admin in there. So I'm doing that, which isn't that hard because everybody just kind of takes their transactions off of the group and goes and makes these relationships. And I've had a few issues, but nothing major. I don't want a lot of drama in there. So if people get crazy, I just let them go. Anyways, so I was getting really frustrated. I have gone back to one really good wholesale buyer that's buying from me, which is great. But I'm realizing that even when I'm, doing like a $400 buy call, that also included 3 days of, 3 or 4 hours at the Goodwill outlet, plus sorting everything, washing a few things that needed it. All my time of doing all that, all my time of like the buy call isn't that big of a deal. I enjoy the buy calls, but then it takes me about an hour or so to pack and ship everything. And then I got to take it all to the post office. And sometimes that's a chore in itself, a workout, just taking these bundles. I did a video. I think it was my last live video I did on how I bundled my wholesale orders. So sometimes I'm taking, up to like 15 of those. It's been a while since it's been 15, but this last time I believe it was 7 of those packages, and I'm lugging them into the post office. So it's just a lot of work. And after cost of goods, I'm looking at like $250 profit. And then if you put all my time in, like 15 hours plus ship it just whittles down to like making like 10 or 15 bucks an hour. And it gets a little like, why am I doing this? So I was getting a little frustrated, kind of vented to my husband, which he's really great about listening to me and giving me some suggestions. But one of my buyers is a one-woman show, and she's doing anywhere from like $10,000 to $15,000 a month on her own reselling clothes. And she's very strict with her sell-through rate. She's very strict with her sales price, what she's actually selling the items for. So I gave her a call and we had a nice talk. I enjoy talking to her. We get along really well. And she just gave me some pointers. So I just was going to pass some of these on to you. One of the things that she does is she doesn't mess with items that she doesn't believe are going to sell for less than $40. And she does have some exceptions, but she's pretty strict on that. So after all of her time and her cost of goods, she's looking at least a $20 profit per item. So you're looking at like the hour it takes her to pick it, photograph it, list it, ship it, however much time that is. She's counting that time per hour as part of her profit, like her cost of goods, I guess. So one of the things that she does every morning on her eBay store is everything that's coming up that's going to renew within the next 24 hours, she ends it and sells similar. So all of those listings become fresh and upfront again. I already do that a little bit with my Poshmark closet. I will you copy something repost it, and then you delete the old listing, because Poshmark will let you have several of the same item listed. So you got to be really careful and make sure you delete the old one. But I am going to start doing that with the eBay store and see how that goes. I'm just starting all this stuff in the last few days. So I'm not seeing the rewards of my efforts at this point, but this is just what I'm doing. And I think that everyone should be doing what's best for them. I'm just sharing what I'm going to start doing for myself. I am a morning person. I usually get up by 4 o'clock in the morning. I just have always been a morning person. I love being up early before everyone else. My husband's working really early now, so my morning time has him in it too, which is great, but he's just like off to work, and then I'm back to my morning time. So I have set myself up. I've kind of self-sabotaged myself by going, well, I'll just do my listings in the evening, and I just never do it. So then I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And then I just keep putting it off. So my goal is to have 10 listings, new listings, not reposted listings or sell similar listings, but 10 new listings per day, cross-listed onto Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and depending on what it is, maybe Depop. I try to keep things on Depop, just kind of the more trendy, kind of gothy streetwear kind of stuff, because I feel like that's where Depop's buyers are at. So 10 things. So I'm doing those in the morning instead of saying, oh, I'll go to the bins in the morning and then do that. The bins where I live, they rotate all day long until like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So there's no reason for me to feel the need to be there at 8 in the morning when they open. I can go at 10 or 11 and things will still be rotating. New stuff will still be coming out. I will still find amazing items. And it's proven to be true over the last few visits there. So I have to get my listings done and cross-listed across those 3 or 4 platforms every morning before I leave the house. That's just a new rule I'm going to have for myself, because I am a morning person. I have more energy in the morning. I'm more productive in the morning. I am also going to be shipping during that time. So by the time I'm out the door, my post office is open. I can go to the post office first and then go to the outlet. So that's my plan. I don't go to the outlet every day. I'm definitely pulling back on that because I don't need to. I have a bit of a death pile to work on. So I'm working through that while still adding to it a few times a week. So that's my plan. One of the things she said was to figure out my numbers. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not super organized with that. Literally at tax time, I pull all of my stuff from my checking account that I run my business from, and from my platforms and my receipts and all that stuff. I do it all at once during tax time, and I dread it every year, but I've realized it gets easier every year because I really pay attention to keeping track of all that stuff in my bank account. So it's really easy to pull that and go, oh, that was supplies that I ordered, or that was, cost of goods, or that was cash I took out to go to garage sales or whatever. So that is definitely not a huge thing for me, but also just to figure out what my personal sell-through rate is, which is like how many listings I do a month compared to how many listings I sell a month. And if I want to ramp that up, I need to ramp up those listings so those sales per month ramp up. And again, trying to go for that higher sell-through or that higher sales price will also help. My goal is to be netting, so after cost of goods and supplies and all that stuff, to be netting like $4,000 to $5,000 a month. That's what I'd love to be doing, at least $1,000 a week or more, which is totally doable. And so that's where I'm at. So I'm going to be doing one buyer a week for my wholesale and 10 listings a day cross-posted across the 3 or 4 platforms and going to the bins probably maybe 3 or 4 days a week to keep up with all of that. And that is my plan. And I just wanted to share that. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to try to keep that, that average sales price for my store or my listings around 40, and I'm going to go for it. So I just wanted to share that. I think it's important just to see different people's perspectives, different people's, ways that they're doing things. Like I don't use SKUs to keep track of where all my things are stored. I store like things together. So when I put stuff away, there's no numbers, there's no spreadsheet. I just, if I've got a short sleeve button up shirt, it goes with the other short sleeve button up shirts. If I've got leggings, it goes with the other leggings. If I've got sandals, it goes with the other sandals. So that's how I store all of my inventory. I have almost 1,000 items. You can see behind me, or I guess it's on this side, it's opposite on the camera for me, or on the screen. But right here, I just have like special stuff that's hung up. And I also have it on this rack right here. I have special stuff that's hung up that I don't want to just throw in a bin with other things. When I do bag things, it's in a produce bag that I buy at the local restaurant supply store, and with little twisty ties. So that's how I store my items. Real simple. I know a lot of people that would drive them totally crazy not being organized, but that's how I do it. Like over here, you can see this is all coats and jackets, and I just have them in 2 IKEA hampers, and they get piled up, and then I go through them and get rid of some of the others, like the stuff that's not selling. That's another thing that I'm doing, is as I put my items away in their, bins or wherever they go, I have bins and tubs and all that. I usually try to pull out a few things. So like I just put some hoodies in. I pulled out a few hoodies that weren't selling. And so I'm just going to be consistently doing that to keep my inventory in check, because there's lots of things that I don't even have listed across all the platforms. And I've run into things that I don't even have listed at all. So, that's another good idea, is just to go through your old inventory and figure out what even is listed, because some things get delisted by the platforms. Some things I accidentally delist when I'm trying to delist other things across the platforms, and then I forget about them. And then I go through that bin and I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot that I deleted this and I never pulled it. So, yeah. Anyways, have a great day. I hope that this kind of helps you maybe rethink what you're doing in your reselling business. Again, Reseller's Edge, great education from Kaylee Elaine and her team. Also, Trash Panda is involved in that. My Facebook group, if you're interested in either selling wholesale or buying from a wholesaler, you can go there. Make sure you answer the questions. If you don't, I will not allow you in the group. So many people are not answering the questions, and I delete the request. And then the Whatnot, if you're interested in doing Whatnot shows, that's kind of interesting. And I do have my link down below for that too. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.